Students, today we are going to discuss an important topic, and that is Central Pollution Control Board composition, functions and role. This topic can be divided under following headings: Central Pollution Control Board CPCB introduction, historical background, need for CPCB, composition, functions and powers, initiatives and projects, CPCB the way forward, and finally conclusion. One of the major problems emerging before the society in 21st century is pollution. Pollution has widespread consequences on human and environmental health, having systematic impact on social and economic systems. Being a welfare state, the Government of India has accepted it as its responsibility to control the pollution and also coordinate all the efforts in the field of pollution mitigation as an important part of sustainable development. Therefore, the Government of India has established Central Pollution Control Board to regulate and monitor pollution mitigation in India. Students, you all must be well aware of how much important are water and air in human life. Water and air may be seen as nature's best gift to humans, but it is sad to say that getting clear water and air has become a difficult task in modern world. The cause of this is the environment pollution, which is increasing at an alarming rate. The cause of environmental pollution is presence of harmful physical, chemical and biological substances in the environment. Being a welfare nation, the Government of India cannot turn a blind eye to this issue, and therefore to coordinate and to monitor and make a planned effort in this field, the Government of India has established Central Pollution Control Board in India. This institution is working very efficiently and its role is very significant in controlling and preventing pollution. That is why it is important to discuss the composition, functions and role of this institution. The Central Pollution Control Board of India is a statutory organization under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It was established in September 1974 under the Water Prevention and Central Pollution Act 1974. After that, CPCB was entrusted with the functions and powers of the Air Prevention and Control Pollution Act 1981. It serves as a field formation and also provides technical services to the ministry under the provision of the Environment Protection Act 1986. It is the apex organization in country in the field of pollution control as a technical wing of MOEFCC. CPCB has its head office in New Delhi with 9 zonal offices and 5 laboratories. Student, CPCB is a statutory body. It means it has been established through an act of the Parliament and it functions under Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Its head office in New Delhi and it has its 9 zonal offices in important cities of India like Bangalore, Vadodara, Bhopal, Shillong and other cities. Definition of environmental pollution. Environmental pollution is defined as the presence of any substance in the environment in such a concentration that it may tend to injurious to humans, plants, property, animals and to the environment itself. As per famous ecologist Odom, pollution is an undesirable change in physical, chemical and biological characteristics of air, water and soil that may harmfully affect the life or create a potential health hazard for living organisms. Based on medium of pollution, environmental pollution can be of 4 types: air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution and noise pollution. CPCB is responsible for preventing and controlling pollution and maintaining national standards under a variety of environmental laws. Students, in simple words, what is pollution? Pollution is a process of making air, water, soil dirty and in such a position that it cannot be used by humans, and if it is used, it going to be harmful for them. So, pollution has become a big problem and many scientists have started work on this, and in India CPCB is not only taking measures to prevent it, but also taking measures to control and mitigate it. CPCB historical background. Many archaeological and literary evidences of Indian history prove that since ancient times Indian culture and civilization has shown adequate concern towards the environment. In modern times, one of the oldest environmental legislation in India is the Indian Forest Act 1927 that was obviously enacted before independence. Besides this, there are several other legislations that were enacted in the initial years after India's independence, like the Factories Act 1948, the Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, the River Boards Act 1956, the Mines and Minerals Regulation and Development Act 1957, the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958, the Atomic Energy Act 1962 and the Insecticides Act 1968. Students, if we see the history of measures which have been taken to control the pollution, we see that in our culture we find many instances that prove that our ancestors were very keen to prevent the pollution and they had suggested many customs like that. Before independence also there were some legislations which were intended to prevent the pollution in other forms like River Boards Act, and after independence all these legislations were made. These legislations, however, cannot be said to be matching the environmentally friendly international principles as they were enacted in the situation when world had not begun talking about environmental concerns seriously. Therefore, these legislations gave rise to economically and environmentally efficient principles. Also, India as newly independent nation that wanted to develop and provide a good standards of life to its citizens focused on economic growth, economic development, employment generation, removal of poverty and equality. The environmental considerations were not given enough attention. Students, when we have a look on these legislations before and after independence in India, we find that they were attending the issues related to all the environmental issues, but they were not directly focusing on protection of environment. So, we may see the reason that as a newly independent country, our government was focusing on economic growth, employment generation and economic empowerment of the society. So, the issues related to environment could not be focused at that time. It was the efforts of Stockholm Conference 1972 that made the Indian legislation environment friendly. The Stockholm Declaration, which contained 26 principles, placed environmental issues at the forefront of international concerns and marked the start of a dialogue between industrialized and developing countries on the link between economic growth, the pollution of the air, water and oceans and the well-being of people around the world. Students, the Stockholm Conference, which held in 1972, may be seen as a milestone in the fight against pollution, because the focus of this conference was that there is a link between economic growth, pollution and well-being of human being around the world, because before that these concerns were not seen in integrated form, but this conference put stress on this link, and after that the concerns about the environmental protection started to gain importance. In 1974, the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 was enacted to prevent and control water pollution, thereby maintaining the quality of water resources and restoring aquatic life. This act created Central Pollution Control Board CPCB along with State Pollution Control Boards to implement the provisions, regulate and intervene in any activity violating the provisions. In 1981, the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981 provided the CPCB certain powers and functions. The Environment Protection Act of 1986 expanded the functions of CPCB through implementing environmental protection measures and several amendments of rules under the act. Student, we see that after getting aware about the concerns toward environmental issues in 1974, the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974 was enacted, and under this act the Central Pollution Control Board was also established. Gradually it got more power and it started working at full scale. Need for CPCB. After independence, the rapid industrialization in India has increased the number of pollutants produced daily. The economic growth of India has come at the expense of environmental degradation. So, it has become an objective without any choice to maintain a clean environment, to keep the water clean and safe and to tackle air pollution. The efforts of the Government of India to deal the problem of pollution and to protect the environment need to be well coordinated, systematic and supported with legislation. The Central Pollution Control Board fulfills all these requirements. Student, one question comes to our mind: what was the need of establishing such institution which could handle the pollution control efforts? So, we can say that when India after independence focusing on economic growth, the pollution was increasing at an alarming rate. So, it was felt that there should be one organization which have legislation support, which has scientific knowledge to curb the pollutions and which has the also the power to implement those provisions which have been made to fight the pollutions, and CPCB fulfills all those qualifications and characteristics. CPCB composition. The Central Pollution Control Board consists of the following members: a full-time chairman, being a person having special knowledge or practical experience in respect of matters relating to environmental protection and having experience in administrative institutions. Maximum 5 members from officials to be nominated by the central government. Maximum 5 members to be nominated by the central government from amongst the member of the state boards. Maximum 3 persons to be nominated by the central government to represent the interest of agriculture, fishery or industry or trade. 2 persons to represent the companies or corporations owned, controlled or managed by the central government to be nominated by the government. A full-time member secretary possessing qualifications, knowledge and experience of scientific, engineering or management aspects of pollution control to be appointed by the central government. Students, the issue of pollution control is such varied issue that it needs to be a board which having the knowledge of scientific aspect of it, having knowledge of management aspect of it, having the knowledge of administrative aspect of it. So, you see, when you see the composition of the board, we find that there are 17 members with chairman and a member secretary, and there are members which are appointed from various fields, from industry, from trade, from state boards also, and they all work as a team. CPCB performs its various functions through the following 9 major project heads: pollution assessment, survey and monitoring; R&D, that is research and development and laboratory management; development of standards and guidelines for industry specific emissions and effluents standards; training, information database management and library; pollution control technology; pollution control enforcement; mass awareness and publications; hazard waste management. Students, we see that there are 9 major project heads which are from different field, from technology to implementation, from training to mass awareness and hazard waste management, etc. CPCB head office is currently divided into 22 divisions. Each division has its own in charge and individual sets of goals. Some of the important divisions are Pollution Control Planning Division, Pollution Assessment, Monitoring and Survey, Pollution Control Implementation Division, Hazardous Waste Management Division, Urban Pollution Control Division, Information Technology, Environmental Training Units, Legal Cell, Hindi Section and Library, etc. Students, CPCB has 22 divisions and various divisions function under various head, and they look after the various aspects of pollution control, such as pollution assessment, implementation of all the provisions regarding this, and urban pollution, rural pollution and training, etc. Zonal offices. CPCB has established 9 zonal offices in various states. Zonal offices are field offices of CPCB. All the schemes are prepared at head office and they are executed by zonal offices. These offices carry out field investigation and send reports related to water quality monitoring, air quality monitoring, industrial inspection and other such related activities to the head office for further action. The zonal offices are located at Bengaluru, Kolkata, Shillong, Bhopal, Lucknow, Vadodara, Chandigarh, Pune and Agra. Students, CPCB functions through its zonal offices, which are situated at some important cities in the country, and these zonal offices not only carry out the surveys, but they periodically send reports to head office to take action, and they also monitor the water quality and air quality time to time and send data to its head office. CPCB functions and powers. Functions of the central board at the national level: advise the central government on any matter concerning prevention and control of water and air pollution and improvement of the quality of air, plan and cause to be executed a nationwide program for the prevention, control or abatement of water and air pollution, coordinate the activities of the state board and resolve disputes among them, provide technical assistance and guidance to the state boards, carry out and sponsor investigation and research relating to problems of water and air pollution and for their prevention, control or abatement. Students, if we see the functions which are performed by CPCB, they are mainly focused on guiding the central government to take measures in technology field, in the research field and coordination between all efforts relating to the mitigation of pollution and resolving disputes between various state boards which are functioning in states. Plan and organize training of persons engaged in program on the prevention, control or abatement of water and air pollution. Organize through mass media a comprehensive mass awareness program on the prevention, control or abatement of water and air pollution. Collect, compile and publish technical and statistical data relating to water and air pollution and the measures devised for their effective prevention, control or abatement. Students, you know that pollution control is such a large issue that there is a large number of employees and workers needed to meet this problem, and therefore CPCB has to organize the training camps, it has to aware the masses, because it is not alone the responsibility and cannot be carried out only by the CPCB, but it has to be adopted by the general people also. So it has to carry out the mass awareness programs. It publishes the periodically data regarding the what has been the increase in the level of pollution and what measures have been taken, how effective they are. So all this work is done by CPCB. Prepare manuals, codes and guidelines relating to treatment and disposal of sewage and trade effluents, as well as for stack gas cleaning devices, stacks and ducts. Disseminate information in respect of matters relating to water and air pollution and their prevention and control. Lay down, modify or annul in consultation with the state governments concerned the standards for stream or well. Lay down standards for the quality of air and perform such other functions as may be prescribed by the Government of India. Students, CPCB has to periodically publish all the data regarding pollution of air and water in the country. It not only coordinate all the efforts, but it has to change the standards regarding cleaning, keeping the wells and streams and air quality, so that they may meet the requirement of the time. In union territories, the state boards advise the government with respect to the suitability of any premises or location for carrying on any industry which is likely to pollute streams or well or cause air pollution. These boards lay down standards for treatment of sewage and trade effluents and for emissions from automobiles, industrial plants and any other polluting source, evolve efficient methods for disposal of sewage and trade effluents on land, develop reliable and economically viable methods of treatment of sewage, trade effluents and air pollution control equipment. Students, you must be aware that industry are the base of economic growth, but at the same time these industries emits some pollutants which pollutes the environment the most. So, in states, the state boards have to set the standards regarding where the industry may be set up or where they should be prohibited to be established, and all these measures which have been taken in the states, sewage management, regarding all the measures to fight the pollutions are regulated in the states by the state boards. These boards also identify any area or areas within union territories as air pollution control area or area to be notified under the Act, inspect wastewater treatment installation, air pollution control equipment and take steps for the prevention, control and abatement of air and water pollution. Following the policy decision of the Government of India, the CPCB has delegated its powers and functions under various acts related to prevention and control of pollution with respect to union territories to respective local administrations. CPCB along with its counterparts, state pollution control boards, are responsible for implementation of legislations relating to prevention and control of environmental pollution. Thus, CPCB has to perform multifarious functions to prevent and control various types of pollution. Students, state boards in various states and union territory also monitor that all the legislations relating to pollution control are obeyed by the state governments regarding the installation of any other machinery or establishment of industry and all other matters. But we have to keep in mind that the central board and state board are jointly responsible for all the legislation to be implemented in proper way. CPCB initiatives and projects. CPCB aims to promote cleanliness of streams and wells in different areas of the states by prevention and control of water pollution and to improve the quality of air and to prevent and control air pollution in the country. For this, it has taken various initiatives such as: A. CPCB has undertaken National Air Quality Monitoring Program (NAMP). Through the network consisting of 621 operating stations covering 262 cities in 28 states and 5 union territories in India. Under this project, 4 air pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, oxide of nitrogen, suspended particulate matter and respirable suspended particulate matter have been identified for regular monitoring at all the locations. CPCB updates the information on air quality at various locations every week. Students, you know that the gases emitted from industry harm the human health the most, and therefore, to manage the quality of air in the country, CPCB has launched a program NAMP. Under this program, various locations have been set up in various cities and various pollution prone areas, and CPCB monitors air quality on regular basis and publish data regarding this. CPCB in collaboration with concerned state boards established a nationwide network of water quality monitoring which is running 1019 stations in 28 states and 5 union territories. The monitoring process is done on quarterly basis in surface waters and on half yearly basis in case of groundwater. It covers large number of rivers, lakes, canals and wells. CPCB is constructing a smoke tower at Anand Vihar, an air pollution hotspot in Delhi. This is pilot project being executed for the first time in the country. Clean Air City Action Plan have been prepared and approved for 132 identified cities in 24 states. These plans have been rolled out for implementation targeting city specific air polluting source. Students, CPCB has not only launched the program for air quality improvement, but it has also launched the program for water quality improvement also in 28 states and 5 union territories, and it has launched a nationwide network for this. It not only takes care of groundwater, but also the underground water also. It has made a smoke tower. You might be knowing the what is smoke. It's a form of the air in which large particles they just flow in the water air and make a smoke. So this smoke tower at Anand Vihar will be working to cure this problem. Besides that, Clean Air City Action Plan has been also launched, in which the specific locations have been chosen for taking specific measures according to the pollution present there. The Central Pollution Control Board, in association with the State Pollution Control Boards, has established National Ambient Noise Monitoring Network (NANMN) in 7 metro cities. There are 70 noise monitoring stations operational in these metro cities. CPCB has undertaken a project for investigation on foam formation in river Yamuna downstream of Okhla Barrage. A project pollution inventorization and surveillance on river Ganga under Namami Gange has been undertaken by CPCB to improve the situation. Students, noise pollution is also a big problem in metro cities. So CPCB has launched a program regarding noise pollution also. It has undertaken a program regarding the investigation of foam formation on Yamuna river, which you must have seen in news, and a program regarding the cleaning of river Ganga has also been undertaken by the CPCB. The management of e-waste is being carried out under the framework of e-waste management rules 2016 and amendments thereof, with the objective of promoting and encouraging establishment of an efficient e-waste collection mechanism, promoting environmentally safe and sound collection, transportation, storage and dismantling and recycling only through authorized dismantlers and recyclers, and setting a limit of hazardous substances in electrical and electronics components. CPCB has taken special measures for implementation of plastic waste management rules. Standard operating procedures have been framed, and online portal has been developed for certification of compostable manufacturers. Students, electronics and electric items and plastic, they have been the basis for economic growth, but when we talk about pollution, they are the main pollutants. So there has to be one policy, there has to be some standards regarding the recycling and dismantling this e-waste and plastic also. So CPCB has taken the programs regarding this also. CPCB has focused on environmental research such as study of waterless chrome tanning technology in tannery units, development and promotion of alternatives to DDT, review of environmental standards for caustic soda industry, review of the norms related to deep sea discharge, and study of lead concentrations in lead processing unit, etc. With the aim of environmental awareness and public participation, CPCB has taken many portals such as CP Gram portal for redressal of public grievances, industrial e-portal, Sameer app to create public awareness about air quality and provide a platform for grievances redressal, publishing of AQI calendar showing monthly station wise AQI overview, CPCB social media platforms, etc. CPCB regularly updates its website. Students, we can see that tannery industry is also attributed for pollution. So CPCB has taken the task of reducing pollution regarding this industry also. DDT is one of the pesticides which is causing the pollutions at the most. So CPCB has worked to develop the alternatives for DDT. It is working to reduce the lead pollution also. Lead is an important part of industry, but it causes the pollution the most, and it has, if we see the in the efforts of the CPCB, we see that CPCB has taken many efforts to make the awareness among the people regarding the pollution control. For example, industrial e-portal, Samir app, and to redress the problems of the citizens also their efforts have been made. CPCB has taken the help of social media also, and it regularly updates its website regarding the measures and what can be done by the citizen to reduce the pollution, etc. CPCB, the way forward. Though CPCB is performing its functions in efficient way, there are some issues which need to be attended seriously, such as CPCB has not been keen to appoint persons with expertise in scientific matters. Some key positions in the CPCB are held by IAS officers and bureaucrats who lack the necessary expertise in pollution control management. There is no time limit for the chairperson position to be vacant, therefore it has remained vacant for long period. CPCB is suffering from lack of infrastructure and human resources necessary for efficient pollution control. To improve the situation, the central government should strictly implement regulatory measures to prevent, control and reduce air and water pollution in the country. CPCB should launch more projects for awareness among the people regarding water, air and all other pollutants. The CPCB should be given status of self-governing body independent of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Changes for more coordinated and efficient functioning. Students, till now we can understand that CPCB is doing great work in control of pollution, but there are some shortcomings. For example, the key posts are not being held by scientists, they are being given to the bureaucrats, and the efforts in the pollution control needs the expertise of scientific field. The post of the key officials have remained vacant for a long period, that is also shortcoming, and CPCB lacks infrastructure to fight the pollution. If we want to improve the situation, there are some suggestions, and the most important suggestion among them is CPCB should be given more power by making it a independent body free from the control of Ministry for Environment Control, so it will be able to work more efficiently in that way. Conclusion: in modern world, the environment protection, controlling water, air and other pollutions are sensitive issues that cannot be compromised. CPCB is making all efforts to control and prevent all these pollutions and monitor the situation. There are some shortcomings in the field. Even then, the CPCB should be credited for whatever we have achieved in the field of environment protection in India. Student, as conclusion, we can say that in modern world, pollution has become a sensitive issue which cannot be compromised, though it is the responsibility of each citizen to take care that we do not pollute the environment. We can see the role of CPCB is very important, significant, it is working very efficiently, though there are some challenges before it, but if we can see in future what we have achieved in controlling the pollution, this will be the achievement of CPCB, Central Pollution Control Board. Thank you.